most powerful and heavy machines around the world works on the principles of hydraulics. In this episode, we will be discussing about what is hydraulics, why it is commonly used for heavy power transmission, and how it works. Welcome back to another episode of passionatetrainer.com. The choice is yours. What is hydraulics? Hydraulics is the technology where liquids are used for the heavy power transmission, that is, the transmission of power from the power source to the consumer. Example: a hydraulic lift used in a car garage where the power source or the prime mover is an electrical motor and the consumer is the hydraulic cylinder. And another example: hydraulically driven chain excavator where the power source or the prime mover is an engine and the consumer is hydraulic motor. Why it is used most commonly for heavy power transmission? Mechanical power transmission, electrical power transmission, pneumatic power transmission. These are the power transmission systems used apart from hydraulic across the world. But all these having some demerits in heavy power transmission requirements when compared with hydraulics. In mechanical power transmission system, more moving parts are used, hence more friction losses, and it generates more noise during the operation. It's required careful maintenance and cost of maintenance is comparatively high. Also, chances of failures is comparatively high due to the presence of more moving mechanical parts. Electrical power transmission system is good, but hydraulic power transmission is comparatively more reliable and smooth in operation. Nowadays, we are using pneumatic power transmission system, but it cannot handle more load because of the compressible property of the air used in it. How hydraulics works? Hydraulics works based on the Pascal's law. Pascal's law states that pressure applied to an enclosed fluid will be transmitted without change in magnitude to every point of the fluid and to the walls of the container. That means, with the help of this piston, when we apply force into this hydraulic oil, what happens? That pressure which is building up inside this hydraulic oil will be transmitted equally into all the directions. That means all the areas inside this hydraulic oil and this container. Here we can see two pistons are connected with the help of hydraulic oil in a closed chamber. Here we can see the piston B having a cross-sectional area which is 10 times higher than the input cross-sectional area. When I applied 1 kg force as input to 1 centimeter square of cross-sectional area, I am getting an output of 10 kg force from a piston with a cross-sectional area of 10 times higher than the input piston. Force multiplied as 10 times. So 10 times force multiplied, that means something should be reduced at the output side to balance the power. So here we can see input stroke length I given 10 centimeter, but I am getting output stroke length only as 1 centimeter. That is, the reduction happens to balance the power. So if I if I give 10 centimeter of stroke length, that means the movement of this piston, I'm getting only an output stroke length of 1 centimeter. But the advantage here, what is the advantage I'm getting? I multiplied 10 times the force. So let's see how we getting this multiplication of force from the formula. Here we can see input pressure is equal to force by area, P is equal to F by A. That means 1 kg force I am applying to a cross-sectional area of 1 centimeter square. That P is equal to 1 kg per 1 centimeter square, which is equal to 1 kg per centimeter square. Also we can call that as 1 bar. So 1 kg force when I apply on this piston A, I can create 1 bar pressure inside this hydraulic oil. What we seen in the previous slide that according to Pascal's law, if we apply or if we create 1 bar pressure here, the same pressure will be transmitted in this enclosed chamber. So then let's calculate what will be the force output because of this 1 bar pressure and this 10 centimeter square of piston area. Pressure is equal to 1 kg per centimeter square, which we got from this side, 1 bar. So the P is equal to F by A, hence F is equal to P into A. The force F is equal to pressure, we already know 1 kg into A, that means area of this piston B is 10 centimeter square, 1 into 10, then we will get an output of 10 kg output. Here we can see the force is getting multiplied, but the stroke length, that means the movement of the piston is reduced. But I need a continuous movement like this. What I should do to get a continuous movement at the output? To do some works, to do some heavy activities, I need a continuous movement at the output. So what I can do? Here we can see some arrangements made nearby the piston A. We made 2 valves so that this piston A acts as a reciprocating pump. This left side valve you can call as the suction valve and the right side is the delivery valve. The suction side is connected to an hydraulic oil tank and the delivery side is connected to the hydraulic oil chamber, which we seen in the earlier slide. Just now I am going to start this hydraulic pump. Here we can see the pumping started. Slowly this piston B moves. With the help of this we will get continuous output of 10 kg force. This is what the basic principle of hydraulics. This is the principle behind all the hydraulic equipments working across the world. If you need this animated presentation which will work on Microsoft PowerPoint also with WPS Office for your self-learning purpose or your classroom training purpose, you can download this animated presentation from our website www.passionatetrainer.com. The choice is yours.